Hey Dan. Why don't you answer my call? I have called you 5 times. You don't call me back.
What's wrong with you?
Stop calling me Lisa! It's so annoying! My phone vibrates continuously.
What? Do you know what's time is it? You should have returned home now.
Today is a busy day. I'm not playing Lisa. I'm making money for this family.
Are you gonna be late tonight? I've made a cozy dinner with all the dishes you like. I know that you are busy lately, but today is our anniversary. Can you temporarily set aside your work and come home? I am waiting for you, Dan.
You don't need to do that. I'm not coming home.
What? What do you mean? Is it a prank?
Okay, I'll come clean with you now.
What? You're hiding something from me?
I'm staying at a hotel.
Hotel? For what? Why are you staying at a hotel? Do you have any business there?
No, it's not any business. I'm here with my new girlfriend. We have spent a wonderful night together. And I don't want you to ruin our time. And that's why I didn't answer your call, but it's really annoying though.
What? What are you talking about?
We are planning to move to a new town, too.
What?
I'm really looking forward to this. I'm so excited.
What? Your girlfriend? What do you mean you're moving?
You really are so dumb. Why can't you understand? I love my girlfriend more than you. So I'm living with her. I can't put it any simpler than that. Don't you get it?
That means. Were you cheating on me?
You could say that. But I'm getting serious about this. We're getting engaged.
But we are still married. So you were cheating on me?
Yeah,
Maybe there's no other explanation to this. So you're leaving me? We have been marrying for 5 years. Are you kidding me? We could at least have talked about this beforehand. I can't get it. What's going on?
yeah. Your processing power is the reason why you are so dumb.
I don't get what you're saying.
I don't have time to put up with you.
I can't understand what you've just told me. Are you serious about leaving me?
I have no plans on coming back.
So you're quitting your job too?
Of course, my girlfriend's dad is a millionaire. She will definitely take care of my income. Compared to mine, your salary is just a sand in the desert. I don't want to keep being a slave at work. I'm tired of just living to go to work. I'm going to enjoy living life with my lovely girlfriend.
Have you told the company you're quitting your job yet?
Maybe.
You can think things through again? If you're tired of working, you can get a long-term vacation.
My girlfriend owns a big company. She understands that no one respects me at the company. She helped know that I'm just giving my whole life to the company. So I'm gonna start a new life.
Okay, I really don't care. To be honest, don't you care about our relationship? You're willing to throw our marriage away? Are you fine with that?
What can I do? I have to choose what's best for me. Who doesn't see such a good opportunity?
I won't say any more if you've made your decision. So you aren't coming home tonight?
Yeah, of course. My bad. I meant to tell you sooner. I don't care what are you gonna do about the house. I'm not coming back, you can keep it. I don't plan on paying compensation. I'll give you the house.
But we have about 5 years left on the mortgage. I won't benefit from getting the house from you.
You should be grateful that you'll have a place to live. Yeah, lucky. You still have the house.
You really don't get it. There's no point in talking to you. I don't know what you plan on doing with her. But you will never be able to see me again. We will do our best to forget you too. Never show your face again.
Why the hell would I want to? I won't be living in this town again. You might want to meet me when I'm rich. You can look forward to that.
I'm not looking forward to anything. I really don't care. Now I'm disgusted. I'm so worried about what to do from now on. But you're completely over the moon thinking about living with your girl. I think it's ridiculous that you won't pay any compensation.
Yeah. I'm so sorry I have to sacrifice something to have a better life. Okay, goodbye.
Never contact me again.
Hey. How is it going, Lisa?
Who is this?
What? You don't remember me. It's just 2 months. Is it long enough for you to forget your husband?
Dan, are you?
Yes, it's me. Don't you even save my number?
You are not my husband anymore.
Okay, ex-husband. So, how is it going? Are you doing fine?
Better since you left.
Oh, it's painful to hear that. I am coming back. I miss you so much, Lisa.
What are you talking nonsense?
No, I really miss you. Are you free that weekend? I'm going to invite you to the Soon restaurant. That place holds lots of our memories.
Scam bag. I used to say I didn't want to see your face anymore.
Lisa, please hear me out. I made a huge mistake leaving you.
A mistake? After all the pain you caused?
I know I hurt you, Lisa, but I've realized my folly.
It's too late for apologies now, Dan.
Please, just give me a chance to make things right.
Make things right? You abandoned me for someone else.
That was a terrible decision, Lisa. I regret it deeply.
Regret won't fix what you broke.
I'm willing to do whatever it takes to earn your forgiveness.
You think you can buy my forgiveness?
No, Lisa. I want to show you how much I've changed.
Can I trust you won't run off again?
I've learned my lesson. I'll never make that mistake again.
It's hard to believe you, Dan.
I'll do whatever it takes to earn your trust back.
I can't just forget the pain you put me through.
I understand, Lisa. But I still love you.
Love isn't enough, Dan. Trust and respect matter too.
I'm willing to work on all of it, Lisa. Please, give me a chance.
I don't want to go back.
But I can't move on without you. You're my soulmate.
Soulmates don't leave each other for someone else.
I was blinded by material possessions. It was a mistake.
Money can't buy happiness or trust.
I've learned it the hard way, Lisa.
I deserve better than being an afterthought.
You were never an afterthought, Lisa. You were always in my heart.
Actions speak louder than words, Dan.
I'll prove to you how much you mean to me.
You had your chance, Dan. You threw it away.
I'm begging you, Lisa. Don't let our love die.
Our love died the moment you chose someone else.
I'm begging you to let me make amends, Lisa.
Amends won't undo the past, Dan.
I know, but we can build a better future together.
I've built a future without you, Dan. I'm happy now.
I can make you happier than anyone else ever could.
Happiness isn't about someone else completing me.
You complete me, Lisa. I've realized it now.
I found my completeness when I moved on from you.
I can't bear the thought of losing you forever, Lisa.
You should have thought about that before.
Please, Lisa. Give me one more chance.
I can't go back to a place of pain and heartbreak.
I promise you, Lisa, things will be different.
I've heard promises before, Dan. They were empty.
This time, I'll keep my promises. I swear.
Words are cheap, Dan. Prove it through actions.
I'm willing to do whatever it takes, Lisa.
I've become stronger without you, Dan.
I'm asking you to be strong enough to forgive me.
Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting, Dan.
I'll never forget what I did, but I'll spend my life making it up to you.
I can't let the past define my future, Dan.
But our love can define our future, Lisa.
Our love was shattered when you left.
Let me put the pieces back together, Lisa.
Some pieces can never be put back the same way.
Please, Lisa. Just think about it.
I've thought about it, Dan. I can't go back.
I'll do anything to show you how much I've changed.
I hope you find someone who appreciates that change, Dan.
There's no one I want more than you, Lisa.
You can't undo the past, Dan.
But we can create a better future together.
The future I see doesn't include you, Dan.
Please, Lisa. I'm begging you.
Begging won't change my mind, Dan.
I'll keep begging until you hear me, Lisa.
Your pleas fall on deaf ears, Dan.
I wish I could turn back time, Lisa.
Time travel won't fix what's broken, Dan.
I'll do whatever it takes to make you happy.
I am happy, Dan. Without you.
I can't imagine a life without you, Lisa.
You should have thought about that earlier.
I'm willing to sacrifice anything for another chance.
It's too late for sacrifices, Dan.
Please, Lisa. Give me one last opportunity.
Opportunities have come and gone, Dan.
I'll spend the rest of my life making it up to you.
You should have thought about that before, Dan.
I'm begging you, Lisa. Don't shut me out.
You shut me out when you chose someone else.
I was a fool, Lisa. I realize that now.
Foolishness can cost you everything.
I'm willing to pay any price to win you back.
My heart isn't for sale, Dan.
I'll spend eternity making it up to you, Lisa.
Eternity won't change what you did, Dan.
Please, Lisa. Give me a chance to prove myself.
The chance you had is long gone, Dan.
I'll never stop fighting for us, Lisa.
Some battles aren't meant to be won, Dan.
I can't accept a life without you, Lisa.
Sometimes we have to accept what we can't change.
I'm begging you, Lisa. Don't walk away.
I'm walking away from the pain, Dan.
My heart will always belong to you, Lisa. Were you eating at Hanayuki around 7 p.m. yesterday? I saw you all walking on the street. This restaurant is so expensive, just exclusively for the rich. How can you afford to eat here?
I've had some changes in my life, Dan.
Changes? But you used to struggle financially.
Let's just say luck has been on my side after you left me.
Luck? Did you win the lottery or something?
Actually, yes. I won a lottery, Dan.
You're kidding, right? How much did you win?
10 millions USD. Enough to change my life completely, Dan.
I can't believe it! You're rich now!
I've had a stroke of luck, Dan. Things turned around.
And you never thought to share this news with me?
We're divorced, Dan. It didn't seem relevant anymore.
But still, I can't wrap my head around it.
Life can surprise us sometimes, Dan.
I'm happy for you, Lisa. Truly. So, what's it like being rich?
It's different, that's for sure.
It is wonderful. I still cannot believe.
I could pay out all mortgage of the house. My daughter now is studying at public school with good condition.
I've learned it the hard way, Lisa.
We all have our lessons to learn, Dan.
I must admit, seeing you here caught me off guard.
Life has a funny way of surprising us, doesn't it?
It definitely does. I'm glad you're doing well, Lisa. I'm trying to make things right, Lisa. Now you have money, but I think the sense of loneliness is not comfortable, right? You need a man in the family. The men you can talk and share. I know I had a big mistake with you and our daughter. But I regret now. Can we have a fresh start? Maybe give us another chance?
A chance? I already gave you at our anniversary night. It seems like you are begging me now. It was you who say life is full of goodbyes.
I am so sorry, Lisa. But you know what? I am nearly homeless now. It turned out that woman dumped me. She treated me like her toy. And she kicked me out when she was out of fun.
You deserved that, Dan.
I know. But since I returned here, my life's been really hard. I just can't afford to sleep in a motel and run out of money.
Ha ha.
What is so funny?
Ha ha.
Lisa?
You know what, Dan, how gladsome it is when seeing you like that right now. I should have been an actor or director, all the things follow my plan.
Plan? What plan?
Dan, I never forget that how you have changed in just 5 years since we got married. Maybe you don't change because it is your real self. The more we stayed together, the more you reveal your evil self. You always wanted a flashy life, you insisted to buy a Mercedes although we couldn't afford.
Lisa, are you accusing me now?
Shut up. Let me talk. You forced me to sign house mortgage contract in 15 years just because you wanted to live in a penthouse. And when I had some problems with my job, my salary is cut down to half, you scolded me, blamed me for not giving you enough money.
Lisa, I sincerely apologize for all that things.
At that time, I could not stand anymore. Due to all the pressure you created, I even wanted to suicide, but if I had died, our daughter would have struggled a lot.
What? Were you insane? Your life is more important than everything.
If you were me, I dare you to did wisely in that case.
Okay, you can blame me for everything, you can say whatever you want. But I always love you, though.
Stop talking nonsense.
Your attitude now is completely different from last week. I thought I could convince you.
You make me laugh, Dan. I had to pretend so that you would come clean about your current situation.
What?
Yes, now I know you have to sleep in the motel and nearly homeless.
I still don't understand.
You remember that I have won a lottery, don't you?
Yes, but what's wrong?
Right after the night I was about to suicide, I randomly picked a lottery ticket to test my luck. And for the God's sake, I won the first prize with 10 millions.
What? That means you had won that money before we got divorced.
Yeah. I firmly believed you would spend all of that money in a short time if I let you know. And I also didn't want to be your ATM machine.
Come on, Lisa. I am not like you think.
Are you dumping me? I cut the ground under your feet.
Okay, but what did it mean when you said director or actor?
Oh, I will tell you everything. I hire a girl to seduce you.
What?
Yes, I paid $50,000 in total to make it all. But it works. All the money you guys spent is mine, from flight tickets, hotel fees, or car.
Really? But why did you do that?
In order that you left me and I could legally get divorced.
How could you trick me like that?
You ask me? I lived a miserable life with you in 5 years. You didn't love me when I was poor, so you are never able to stay with me when I am rich.
I don't know what to say now.
I now live in a penthouse and you have nowhere to live. I can enjoy dinner at a luxury restaurant and you have to struggle for food. I can afford to let my daughter study in the best school in town and you are a miserable father.
I'll do whatever it takes to earn back your trust, Lisa.
My trust for you has been shattered into pieces. That is all I want to say. I don't want to see your face in my life again. I am hanging up.
Wait, Lisa. Lisa.
After that, Dan ran out of money. He couldn't even afford a pack of fast food. He then came to his parents for help, but I told them everything about his affair. His parents, after knowing his situation, declined to lend him money. He is no more than a homeless now. Well, I need to break right now after a toxic relationship. I promised to myself that
Mina, I don't mean to repeat, but when do you plan on resigning from your current job? It's simply impossible to juggle full-time employment and the responsibilities of parenting a child effectively. It's unfortunate for Heather. Is this the lasting memory you want to create for her childhood? Your absence due to work always taking precedence? If you truly prioritize Heather's well-being, then you should dedicate yourself to being a full-time stay-at-home parent.
Ella, it's nice to hear from you. Must we revisit this matter once more? Regardless of how many times you bring it up, my response will remain unchanged. Leaving my job is simply not feasible at this time, and I have no intention of doing so either. I trust you haven't overlooked the fact that I am the owner of my own company. If I were to depart, there would be no one remaining to manage the company.
What are you talking about? You can just leave that up to your replacement. I'm sure there are other capable people who can take over as president, but there's only one mother for Heather. And that's you. Are you sure that you really understand that responsibility? And yet, you still choose to neglect the housework and childcare, just so you can keep working.
Nothing is being neglected, just so you know. I do my share of the housework and childcare and make sure that Heather is my #1 priority. Always. Except for the time that Heather spends at daycare, I'm always right by her side.
That's not what I'm talking about. What if something were to happen to Heather during the day? You might be too busy with work and be unable to get to her when she needs you. Have you ever thought about that? Just imagine how she'd feel.
I've definitely considered that kind of situation. And that's why I always keep my phone right next to me, so that I can be reached at any time during the day. I've always been available whenever Heather needs me. So I'm quite certain that she doesn't feel like she's missing out on anything.
That's what I'm saying. You're just trying to justify your reasons for not being with Heather all the time. My poor granddaughter. How lonely she must be all the time. Just so you know, I won't acknowledge any woman with a job as my daughter-in-law. In my family, a mother's #1 job is taking care of her family. What does Jack say about all this? Surely, he doesn't support the idea of you working so much.
Actually, Jack is very encouraging about me working. He knows how hard I've worked to build up my career this far, so he doesn't want me to let it go for the sake of our family. We both share the load in raising Heather and keeping up our house, so we've already discussed how we will always support and help one another in this family.
I see. I raised Jack to be much too kind of a gentleman. He's very respectful of your wishes, isn't he? But I'm sure that's not how he truly feels. I think that he'd be happier if you would be at home full-time.
But what can I say? You were well aware of my wishes to continue working even before Jason and I got married. I thought it was a mutual understanding. And my thoughts about my career haven't changed since then, so leaving my job isn't even an option for me.
You're really such a stubborn woman. Jack earns more than enough to support you and Heather. Don't you live comfortably enough already?
Of course, I don't just work for financial reasons. My job is also one of my passions. It's something I've always dreamed of doing, and I just can't let it go that easily. But also, in this day and age, you never know what could happen. I just feel that it's better not to rely on just a single source of income.
Are you saying that you're worried about being dependent on my son? Do you think that he's going to lose his job or something?
Absolutely not. I would trust Jack with my life. But this is something we've already discussed and decided on together. So unfortunately, I won't be able to do as you say.
I just thought that once you got married and had children, you'd finally realize that a woman's place should be in the home. But I guess I was wrong. You just don't know when it's time to give up, do you? Like I said before, I refuse to acknowledge you as my daughter-in-law. You're not my family. You don't even have the decency to heed my advice. We might as well be complete strangers.
I don't know what to say.
Well, there's one thing for sure that I can tell you. We were planning to go out to a fancy Italian restaurant to celebrate Heather's graduation from preschool. But you don't have to join us. We'll keep the celebration to family only.
Excuse me. That just seems a bit ridiculous, don't you think? I'm pretty sure that Heather herself wouldn't be happy about that situation. Besides, I don't think it's right that my daughter should be caught up in your drama. Perhaps you can leave your complaints about me behind for just one night when we're out celebrating Heather.
That's just you being selfish. You're the one who's not willing to compromise and won't even consider my request. Why don't you try to make the effort to meet me halfway for once?
I think I've made more than enough effort to be on good terms with you until now. We were visited you every single month since Heather was born. Even though it takes us more than 2 hours each way to your house. But that's because we want you to spend time with her as well. And we thought that you enjoyed being able to see your granddaughter as often as possible.
Of course, I enjoy seeing her. But isn't that just an obvious courtesy you should pay? Or do I have to give you a reward or something for just doing your duty? You're just doing what's expected of you anyways.
Is that really how you think of me? What about the monthly allowance that we send you? We do that out of generosities, so you can live comfortably without having to worry about money.
You don't get it, do you? I would have gotten my monthly allowance, regardless of whether Jack married you or not, so don't think you're doing anyone any favors. But since Jack did end up marrying you, of course you should be sending money to support me now.
I'm not sure that's quite how it works.
Anyways, I hope you understand what I'm saying now. You are to quit your job immediately. This is no longer just a request, but an order.
We still need to discuss this matter in more detail next time. Hey. Sorry I didn't get back to you sooner. I just finished work, so I'm on my way home. Were you able to get dinner ready and eat with Heather already?
Yeah. Everything here is fine. Heather helped with the cooking and did a really great job. She said she wanted to do something special for you since you always worked so hard. So we made a feast together.
Wow! I can't wait to get home! We're so lucky to have such a kind and understanding daughter. She's such an angel.
She gets it from her mother. When I was struggling with my job and wanted to switch to something part-time, you didn't even hesitate to step up and say that you would support our family financially. You have no idea how much that meant to me. I don't know what I would have done if you had second-guessed my decision.
Of course I would never doubt you. And we promised that we would support each other no matter what happened. But now, you are much more involved in caring for Heather, and pretty much handle everything around the house. Heather surely seems to enjoy having you around all the time now. And thanks to you, I can spend more time at work now than before. Without having to worry about Heather all the time.
You have no idea how lucky I feel to have such a confident and hardworking wife. And I think this part-time job is working out for me. I feel like I can stay here for a while. Although it's not much of a salary. I hope that it still contributes to our household income.
There is no need to talk yourself down like that. I told you how grateful I am about having you around the home more often. Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. And for our family, it worked out better that I work full-time and you stay at home almost full-time. It's a perfect balance for us.
You're such a saint. I didn't know what I would have done if I didn't have your support. Thank you for everything.
Don't be silly. You're just as supportive of me, and I'm also grateful for all your work.
By the way, my mom called earlier. Did she tell you not to come to Heather's graduation celebration?
She sure did. But if I really don't attend, I'd just be playing right into her hands. I'm not gonna give her that satisfaction. I plan on showing up, regardless of what she says.
Yeah, you're right. I had a feeling that's what you would say. As a matter of fact, I decided to finally settle this conflict with my mom. Once and for all.
What do you mean?
I know that you haven't told my mom that I quit my job and only worked part-time now. And don't get me wrong. I really appreciate that consideration. But I feel like that's why she's getting so carried away. Because she's unaware of the actual situation. It's starting to get pretty ridiculous how she's always trying to force you to quit your job.
Well, I guess if she knew our current situation, she'd realize that leaving my job isn't even an option. And I'm sure she wouldn't keep threatening me to quit working if she knew how crucial my income was in supporting our family, right? But I just didn't find the need to tell her all this. Especially knowing what a toxic parent she is, she would have just forced you to keep working, even against your will. And she would have just kept meddling in our family's business. Because she always wants to control the situation her way.
Exactly. And that's why we decided not to tell her about my current working situation. But she's always been much too involved in our business. And imposing her unwelcome advice on us. So I told her quite firmly that she needs to stay out of her business from now on. That the way we run our household will be up to you and me.
Really? You said all that? It's unusual for you to be so firm with your mother.
I know. And since she raised me single-handedly, I've always had a hard time fighting back when she had such strong opinions. I didn't want her to think that I was ungrateful or anything. Because I'm sure that she had to sacrifice so much. But you actually made me realize that she was a problem. That it wasn't normal to be so controlling.
I'm glad that you can see that now. And better late than never, right?
Yeah. But because I was afraid to confront her all this time, she thought that she just kept hurling all these insults at you. But I don't want to stand back and do nothing about it anymore. She caused you more than enough trouble already. The next time she acts inappropriately and disrespects our family in any way, we'll just make a clean break from her.
Are you sure that's what you really want?
Of course. You and Heather are my biggest priorities right now. And I'm willing to take any means to stand up against anything or anyone that would even think to make either of you the least bit unhappy. And to make things even worse, it seems like my mother has been telling lies about us to Heather.
What do you mean? That's just unbelievable. I'll be home soon, so I hope you'll tell me everything.
I thought that I made myself clear when I told you not to show up for Heather's celebration. What part of don't come did you not understand? Because it seems like you're still heading to the restaurant after all. You should be ashamed for being so impotent. To think that you can impose on a family gathering like that.
But I told you that I was going to attend. Regardless of whether you wanted me there or not.
Fair enough, do as you please. But I'm telling you right now that you're only going to end up making a big fool of yourself. We're having a big family celebration for my granddaughter. I told you I don't consider you as part of my family, so you can help yourself to just the bread bowl, or something if you insist on burdening us with your presence.
Fine, I understand. So that means we'll no longer be sending you money every month, since that's a family obligation.
What do you mean by that?
I mean exactly what I said. But let me make it clear for you so that there's no misunderstanding. As you said, we're not family, so you won't be receiving any money. I don't want my hard-earned money being wasted on such an ungrateful person anymore.
What did you say? Don't you even know that it should be your duty to financially support me? As my son's wife? You can't just stop sending money because of some difference of opinion. I'm sure my son would never allow that. What does he say about all this?
In fact, Jack is talking about cutting all ties with you. He said that he can no longer bear the terrible way you've been treating me. He's run out of patience with you and doesn't want to be at your beck and call all the time anymore.
That's impossible. I sacrificed so much to raise him single-handedly. He would never say such a thing. I didn't raise him to be that ungrateful.
Of course not. And that's why Jason has always been so thoughtful of you and wanting to ensure that you live comfortably. Even if he didn't agree with some of your ways, he always kept those opinions to himself. But now, he has his own family that he needs to protect and provide for. And since you keep trying to interfere with our family, he's finally decided to cut all ties with you.
That can't be true. I'll never allow that to happen.
It's not up to you to decide, so it doesn't matter what you think. We won't be sending you any money from now on, since we're not family as you said. And will no longer be involved with one another either. Which obviously means that our monthly visits are over as well.
You can't do that. Just think about helps that Heather will be if she's no longer able to see me. It's wrong for you to keep my granddaughter away like that.
Actually, Heather says that she doesn't like you all that much, as a matter of fact.
She said what? Why would she say such a thing?
Isn't it true that you've been telling her lies about me this whole time? Just like how you used to badmouth your husband in front of Jack when he was a child. What kind of child would be happy hearing lies about their own parent?
Those aren't lies. I was just giving her my opinion. Are you saying that it's wrong to tell Heather what I think?
If it makes her uncomfortable to hear those things, then yes, it's wrong. And she's made it quite clear to us that the only reason she enjoys going to her house is because of your dog. She wants to play with your dog, so she has no choice but to spend time with you as well. But that won't be a problem anymore since we just decided to adopt a dog.
What? How are you planning on taking care of a dog? You and Jack are hardly at home because you both work such long hours.
Actually, Jack left his job a while ago and works part-time now. He has a much more flexible schedule than before, so he's able to accommodate being at home.
What? Jack only works part-time? How is that possible?
We didn't say anything to you about it, because we knew that you would try to control his decisions. Jack had a hard time working full-time at his previous job, so I encouraged him to look for something part-time. He uses the extra time now to watch Heather and take care of the house. And it makes Heather feel like she's on top of the world to have her father's undivided attention like that.
You're just kidding, right? It just doesn't make sense. Earning enough, just working part-time?
Well, he earns less than half of what he used to. But thanks to him being able to spend more time at home, I've been able to work longer hours. So our total household income has gone up as a matter of fact. It doesn't always have to be the man's responsibility to financially support the family.
I can't believe that my son, the man of the house, is actually dependent on his wife. I didn't raise him to think that it was acceptable for a woman to be the breadwinner.
You never gave him any room to think for himself. And that's why I felt so pressured to obey you. Which probably caused a huge burden on his mental wellness. But we were able to resolve that problem. No thanks to you. And things have been going quite well so far. So from now on, anything concerning our family will be dealt with by ourselves. Which I'm sure will work out for the best in the end.
But reducing the monthly payments to me for that reason is just unfair.
Who said anything about reducing the payments? I'm pretty sure that I was clear that we will be stopping the payments. And in case you didn't understand the first time, we're cutting all ties with you immediately.
But why? It's your duty to care for me and make sure that I'm able to live comfortably.
Huh? But you've said so many times that you don't consider me as a part of your family because I have a job. That means we have no obligations to one another. Of course, that includes financial obligations. Oh, and we won't be attending the dinner to celebrate tonight. So you can enjoy your fancy Italian feast all by yourself.
What? Wait just a minute. Fine, I get your point now. Let's talk this over. Like mature adults. I'm sure we'll be able to come to a mutual understanding.
Oh. It's too bad, but I have absolutely no intention of coming to any understanding with you. I have already tried to discuss this matter with you so many times. But you just continue to insult and criticize me. So now, I'm quite fed up with your terrible treatment. A bully like you deserves to be abandoned by everyone and should live a sad and lonely life. All alone. Ella hurried to my empty house in a fluster. My family headed to another restaurant to celebrate Heather's graduation. Fortunately, I never had to see her again in person. We moved away without informing her of our destination. Ella had to boost her work hours in order to sustain herself financially. With our whereabouts unknown, she lacked any support system or an outlet to impose her biased opinions upon.